Hi, all.
All
This
right.
is Dr. J and
Hello.
Professor
And
Spike
Professor Spike.
from Long Island, New York. We're waiting on Arjun, who I did send a link to an email, but he didn't check his email, so we're going to send him a link right now. And anybody else who wants to come on with us is more than welcome. So
That would be fun.
Arjun, if you check your email, I did send it to you, I believe. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I could have sworn I did.
It's pretty funny how like somebody like me who's on the show can't send comments. I can only watch other people's comments.
Yeah,
I can't send any of mine.
You could send it if you were watching on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But then I'd be just like,
comment.
I wouldn't be special then. I like to be special. So Arjun didn't see it in the email. He probably doesn't want to show up because his Pittsburgh Steelers finally lost.
Well, let me do an invite now.
Okay.
I'll do it through Gmail, and I'll send it to Arjun now. To Arjun.
Okay.
A-R-J. Arjun. I can only have one Arjun, right?
Yeah, on your email? Well, I don't know. You could have a couple.
Yeah, the picture of it looks like him. It certainly looks like him. I suppose it's him.
Yeah, let's go for that. So Jiggly flipped his BCRX and Fusel and JMIA. What are you going to do now? You're going to stop watching us and like live a real life?
No, we'll come up with new ones.
Okay.
We'll come up with new ones for him. Man's got some good ones.
Oh, man. Yeah, we actually had a whole list. We had a whole list on Friday that I have to go through.
He shared one with me, Sidious Pharmaceuticals. Maybe we got time. We'll look at it.
Okay. Now, I was telling you about this other one. It was called GLSI, which is not GHSI. It's called, and maybe you heard of it because we never really talked about it, Greenwich Life.
No, I don't know.
Greenwich. It's actually an 11 bagger today.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, I sent
right now it's a 17 bagger.
I did send it earlier. I did send it earlier link, but I must have sent it to another Arjun.
Another one.
There must be another one.
Yeah, there's more than one? I thought I was the only one in the world.
Very popular last name.
That's his first name.
No, my name in India is like John Smith. Everyone's named Arjun Iyengar.
Yeah.
No, so I probably did send it. Look, I've had so many students from India through the years, and I don't get rid of any emails. So, you know, I mean, I probably could grab the wrong Arjun.
Jiggly, you're right. The Bills are going to beat us. We're playing like hot garbage. Hot garbage.
Yeah.
Well, isn't Ben's knee a problem? Ben's got the knee again.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
Particularly hot these days. Yeah, I know. It was. Chris is talking about ATHX, which was actually over.
What's Linda trying to tell me? If I open the YouTube, oh yeah, you're right. In other words, if you want to make a comment, you have to do it through YouTube.
Well, I'll make my comment this way.
All right.
If I have one.
Yeah.
So, Dr. J, BCRX did not dilute. They did not dilute.
But CVM,
which one? Oh, BCRX, no.
CVM
so this one, British Life Sciences. I don't know if we've ever discussed it on the show, but like I said, it's up 1,600% today.
Oh, yeah, I don't own any. I hadn't even heard of it till today. God.
What is that? A2 Vute is up 600%, right?
No, it's not actually. It was a reverse split, and it didn't.
Oh, reverse split?
That's not the news. Greenwich Life skyrockets more than 2% after upbeat data on breast cancer treatment.
Chris is very
Who knew?
astute. Chris is very astute. He noticed that ATHS took out 203, a very key high that I was looking at. And it ran all the way up to the 100-day. I don't know exactly where that was. It was repelled by the 100-day, but it broke through the $2.203 resistance. So new resistance is up around the 100. And I'm very high on ATHX from the price action, not from anything else, just from the chart. And I say not from anything else because I don't see an immediate catalyst.
Well, like we said, maybe the fight was because there was something to fight about.
Well, that's what Jake said. It's not a bad thing that the board members are fighting because at least there's something to fight about.
Right. But yeah, there's no other kind of news on that.
You know, we don't need to pay for advertisement. We have Jiggly.
Jiggly is VP of Marketing.
VP of
That's
Marketing.
right.
We love you, Jiggly.
But
Keep it up.
We don't toot our own horns enough because the other shows on YouTube, we had this winner, that winner, and so on and so forth. We've had every winner. Between the four of us, we've had every. And between them, if you throw Linda in there, we've had the best winners, right? And how about Marty? Marty's no slouch. You know what's good about the offering? I'll tell you what's good about the offering. It's a good sign that Aegis Capital is willing to come back to the well one more time.
All right.
They already own a ton of shares. Did they need?
Let's stick for that pick.
Did they need more? They didn't need more. And on the other hand, why couldn't if Gat's so sure, why not wait till after the
right? And if they didn't need more, what is this? This looks like fishy. They didn't need the money.
Yeah, why not wait after?
Dr. J, you saying they didn't need the money?
Who?
Gert, CVM, did they need the money?
No. They only need the money if they fail.
And now we're supposed to be happy about this offering. Then.
And if they fail, they'll take the money and they'll say, this is a gift, the parting gift.
Exactly. A golden parachute. A golden escape hatch. Unbelievable. Well, let's hope.
I have a lot of dry powder, Jiggly, and whenever Arjun is coming on the show, I always remind myself, why VBIV? So what did I do today? Just minutes before showtime.
Love it.
I added a nice chunk.
What did you say? What did that 5 minutes mean? When you said VBIV 5 minutes?
Oh no, I was saying we should have a 4-hour show today. 3 hours, 50 minutes on BCRX, 5 minutes on VBIV, and then 5 minutes on whatever else you want.
Well, here's what I have planned. I want to take a look at the S&P because there's a negative engulfing candle being formed.
Yeah.
I don't like that when it comes at the very top of a bull run. In fact, the very top of all-time highs. So when you get a big red candle that's engulfing the day before, at the very top of a long bull run, you can bet I don't want to say it, but you can bet a lot that there'll be further downside. So I'm thinking that we're in for a little pullback here.
Yeah.
Little might be bigger than a little. It might, at least a little pullback.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So is Gert thinking of Gert, or does he want to be nice to Aegis Capital? Let them in on a good thing. Kind of like Madoff, you know?
I mean, somebody was suggesting that this was a good way.
Didn't you have to beg Madoff and know him and get introduced in order to buy in?
But like I said, 14, at least that's a price that's on the upper end of that range. If he was selling for 12, I would have been extremely upset.
You know what Jake said when I discussed the dilution with him? when they discussed the raise? What do you think?
What did he say?
I'm going to buy puts.
He said, "I'm going to buy puts."
I'm going to buy
Smart.
puts.
Well, you know.
I'm not going to buy puts. In fact, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say Aegis Capital knows what the heck they're doing.
Okay. From your mouth to God's ear.
Look at this. Chris noticed that the 100 was 206, and it stopped exactly at the 100. I eyeballed it, and that's what I noticed too.
So what do you think of this little resistance?
Chris, you're doing my work for me. I don't have to double check now because I just eyeballed it.
Right. Now we don't need to do the chart.
Have I heard of Kill? No.
No. Well,
Is that
only as a verb.
With a capital K? No. Is that
only as a verb.
An ATHX stock? I don't know what it is. Not me.
Jiggly's giving you a little twist of the knife.
My daughter did her filming already. She's going to leave me alone this time.
Yeah, Jiggy, we were going to leave anyway. We were done talking about BCRX.
Calling you a goat. Now, a goat is somebody...
The greatest of all time. Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
this is my buddy.
Brady.
This is my buddy Roland.
I'm thinking Joe Montana. Tom Brady.
CVM Shorts is North Shore Research, right? That's right. That's that sushi fellow.
Yeah,
he came out with a very, very bullish article when Gert announced data lock. He said Gert was just kidding when he said he wouldn't share the data lock date. Well, he came out with it, and then now he says Gert was just kidding for when he said we're going to have a full statistical analysis. He's going to drop top-line data as soon as he gets it. I kind of agree with him on that.
Well, everybody's been waiting with bated breath, and now he's got his money already.
North Shore Research. By the way, Dr. J is doing research. I'm putting out research reports on my new prototype website, stockpicks.com.
Yes.
I did my first report was CTIC.
Oh, you got a website up already. Nice.
I did it this weekend.
What is it? Stockpicks.com?
STOKPIKS. I did it this weekend, and I used a template, and I was clicking and pointing, and it's not easy when you're my age to learn new tricks.
All right, it looks good.
Oh, you're on it?
Not bad for an old man, right?
Yeah, this is some high-end user experience. I like it.
Well, here's the idea of the website. Every week I will post a featured stock of the week. Doesn't mean that it's the stock of the week. Just means I'm doing research on that stock. So I really should come up with a better name. And then I'm going to do, whoever wants to put their picks up for the week, from Monday through Thursday, swing trade, 5 stocks. I will put my 5 up Sunday. I will put up Professor Spike's on Sunday, Jake's on Sunday, and Arjun, if you want to join us in that contest, you're free. More than welcome. And I'm going to invite Linda and Pete if they want to join us.
Interesting.
Now that'll be 6 people competing with their picks.
Okay, I got to get my chops up, but yeah, I could try.
Now we're competing.
Nobody's gonna hold your feet to the fire, Roger.
We're competing strictly for bragging rights.
Yep.
So we'll know for
exactly.
Here's the deal.
And you know, a broken clock is right 2 times a day anyway.
Let me tell you the rules. You automatically buy at the open on Monday, and you're selling at the closing price on Thursday. So by Friday, I know the results.
Wow. So you got 4 days to swing it. Okay.
Wow, okay.
4-day swing trade.
How much money am I supposed to put in on this?
$1.
Can I do one share of each, do a Robin Hood at $10 of each?
What I'm going to do is take percentage gain loss for all 5 stocks,
Right.
I know how to do an average. I add them
Oh, you
up.
mean we don't have to use our own money?
I add them up and divide by 5.
This is better than my football pool.
Furthermore, if I won't even trust my arithmetic, I'll do it on a spreadsheet.
Okay. Sounds like
I'm just gonna text Linda and then steal her 6th through 10th picks, and then those will be my 1 through 5. How about
that? That's funny.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun. Like I said, I did something similar with the football.
Linda, you're already the star of the freaking show, isn't that?
Yeah, really. I'm gonna need a handicap with Linda in the game. I got a $2 handicap.
Linda, you can't do better than you've already done with Fuel Cell.
Right. Well, didn't Linda also talk about
This would be another rule: no stock under $2.
No stock under. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, another rule: no stock under $2.
All right. So then the
hard part is for me to click on the right buttons in the template software to create this doggone contest. And lately I haven't been. I tried doing it yesterday and failed. I created a collection of Google spreadsheets, but I don't know how to attach it to the website. So I'm trying to figure it out. I haven't yet found the manual. I've got to call them up and see if there's a manual, because I'm very bad at just clicking at things. I'd like to read about it and figure it out from a manual. You know, I'm an original IBMer. They gave me manuals. That's what I learned from.
Gotcha.
So I still know I don't know if anybody makes manuals or user guides anymore. You just click, 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 click.
Well,
it's a different world.
I was never patient enough to read them, so I'd always just ask somebody who was.
No, I used to do computer consulting. So if I had a job, I remember one time I came upon a big job at up in the Bronx. Those hospitals in the Bronx, and I had to know Unix, but I didn't know Unix. But I borrowed the user manual. I read Unix. I became an expert in Unix overnight. That was the old days. That was the old days. Now it's the new days. Clarence, you're absolutely right. The documentation is not there on that website. So the template for $5 a month is like almost worthless without documentation. I'll call them up anyway. I'm using oneand1.com for the website.
Really? Yeah, because I'm using GoDaddy, and it's not cheap.
They're cheap and they have good documentation, so I might transfer it over.
We give the people what they want, some charts.
And they also have nice-looking girls washing cars.
Well,
that doesn't hurt. You know, I was looking at some other shows, financial shows that discuss stocks. None of them are as good as ours. None of them. And nobody knows what they're talking about either, so they're no better than we are. That didn't sound right.
No worse either.
I think that didn't sound right. They're no worse than us? That's still not right. Get me out of this hole.
I'm just playing with you, Dr. J.
Yeah, I know. All right,
JMIA. What is that one?
Screen. We have a lot of business.
Oh, you got rid of the comments. We're all ready for charting. I had a couple of requests. We'll see. I'm sure you have your whole list.
I have about 6. I got room for requests. We'll go quickly.
All right, we'll see.
You know what I notice? Everyone wants the bottom line. They don't want the BS. Most people fast forward to our BS. And they say this old man is talking about the 1950s. I don't know.
Right, well,
VBIV. Who likes
one man's dog poop is another man's gold.
I don't know anybody who's into VBIV. Do you?
I love VBIV.
Oh, you was
This will be my number 1 through 5 pick.
Me on this one.
All right, go ahead. You see where I drew the line? It hit it. It filled the gap of the 20th. I like gap fill. I love gap fillers. That's why I bought it. It filled the gap.
Mm-hmm.
And it stopped exactly there. And the further support, it's now trading above. So I'm very happy that I added to my position. Now you can talk about fundamentals.
Excellent. Yeah, I added a bit this morning too. So yeah, I think most of us know the story. I'll fast forward through the stuff everyone already knows. So the Hep B one-stop shop is their main goal. They got their regulatory filings in for the vaccine. Should know more soon regarding the Hep B therapeutic. But what's interesting, they announced their partner, their commercial partner, Syneos, who's going to help them commercialize the Hep B vaccine worldwide. And I was starting to read a bit about them. They look pretty competent as an organization. So I like the pick, personally. The thing that I've been more intrigued with recently, though, the glioblastoma, brought that up a few times. Vicious brain cancer, killed John McCain, killed many others. And the data from the low-dose cohort came out, looked really, really good. The high-dose cohort's going to come out early next year, and that'll hopefully just keep up the momentum. Yeah, so I like that you added this morning. I added this morning too. Chart seems to look great.
Is it the same drug? That's a different drug, right? That's treating hepatitis and B and glioblastoma, right?
Yep, different drug. They have this whole vaccine technology that they're kind of working to tackle a number of different things on. It's this EVLP platform. They're using that for the Hep B stuff, glioblastoma, and then it's also what we haven't heard for a while is the COVID vaccine stuff, which I'm assuming is going to be less important given that the vaccines that are on the market now, or soon to be on the market, are gaining momentum. Even though we did see today that Pfizer, people with the allergies, seems like they're having some bad reactions from the vaccine. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, I didn't notice.
Yeah, but I'm still adding at these levels for sure. Sounds like you are too.
Well, there's also this issue about Pfizer not producing enough or fast enough. Same with Moderna, especially based on the deals that they made with the speed up. But the thing is, it doesn't seem like VBIV is going to get into the COVID play anytime soon enough.
True.
Because Johnson & Johnson is ahead of VBIV also, and they're not even being mentioned in this race either.
And
absolutely.
Orladeo and Novavax are the others.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think we should be playing this for the COVID play. This has turned into a lot more of a glioblastoma play than I initially thought it was going to be. That data looked really good. So let's see if that keeps up.
Look, this is a case where the fundamentals are there, where the technicals are there. They've formed a solid bottom at 206. I like that bottom. I don't think it should get anywhere close to that, but in the worst case, we have a terrible market. I think 206 will still hold. So we have a very strong.
Well, maybe that 100 that you have there. Is that the 100?
The 100 is the this is
the black line. Oh, what's the black line?
Oh, that's the 200.
Yeah, that's the 200.
That's the 200. So you got support there too.
You do, and even at the 50 right here.
Yep.
Right.
But basically, it found the support area. It stopped exactly at 287, low of the day, I think.
Yeah.
Which was the high of the day back here. Not the high, which was the close of the day on the 20th. So it stopped exactly where it's supposed to. I like when stocks are well behaved, so to speak. And
Yep.
of course, it was also repulsed by the 100, just like ATHX. So technically, it's fine. Fundamentally, I think it has a lot going for it. It's a strong buy from Dr. J and friends and Arjun and etc. We got to check with Linda first, but aside from that, I like it. Linda, is it
Linda's still
okay?
proselytizing GHSI.
Linda, is it okay? Linda
She's
gives
proselytizing
you
GHSI, but she does own VBIV, she said.
Oh, okay. As long as she owns a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's skip BCRX for a moment. Do ATHX
For now, yeah.
Because ATHX we were talking about at the beginning of the show, so
Can't give them BCRX too early because then everyone will just turn it off.
Right. Right. So ATHX looks like the chart is finally showing the right stuff, so to speak. Since we tested the wall of support about 3 or 4 times, going all the way out to what is this date? 6/19. So we had a 155 level in June, and then we had over the last few months. We finally gotten away from that level, and we took out a very key support level today, namely this level here, the resistance. We took out the resistance level on 14th of October of what? What is
Don't worry,
that?
Linda.
203. So we took out 203, and we went all the way up to the 100 at what did Chris say? 206. So that's great. The chart is really nice. I'd like to see a little rebound off the pullback, but one other nice thing, it came back far enough, I think, to close the gap from this morning. Let's see, 187. Oh, this is the 187. Yeah, the low is 187. So it filled the gap from this morning, and now it's coming back. So 187, it's not coming back by much, but it's coming back. We're up 3 pennies on the day, which I'll take it on a day like today. Did you notice everything is red?
Yep.
Everything is red.
Except for my VIX.
Yeah. So this is a beautiful little price action. I love the price action on ATHX. Regardless of whether they win or they lose the COVID race, big deal. They still should get eventually odds through. They're in phase 3 on odds. Whether or not they get odds for COVID, I don't know, but they probably will get odds approved eventually. The thing is, the key word is eventually, because it seems like everything goes in slow-mo with ATHX. That's been their history. So we'll see what happens. Catalyst, second quarter of 21, which is really not that far away. A very key catalyst. I'm skipping all the other catalysts. We might get an interim report on the Harvard odds, big deal. I don't think that'll move the stock much. It might, but not. I don't think so, because MISO is ahead of them, and we got PLSP. Floristem is up there, and there's a few other players in this Harvard odds race. Capricorn is another name. Quite a few. So the fundamentals are there if you go out to the second quarter of 21 when the PMDA, well, let's say when the top line results for the Japanese trial of ischemic stroke using multi-stem is read out. The top line result will be second quarter 21. The final patient dose should be December this month before the end of the year. So we get that in before the end of the year. We'll get a little pop on that. And maybe enough to take us to the next level of resistance, which is probably up around here. That's next level resistance about 210. We should easily be testing that. And the next key level would be 237.
Yeah.
So let me skip the smaller level, and let's draw a double line at the 237 level. More
237. When was the last time we saw that?
But we might see it soon.
Yeah, this seems like a buy. Okay.
237. Which one is that? Is that up here?
It's there. Right there. Purple.
You say 237?
What's 267?
Right, 237, he said. Which is, I can't wait till that happens.
232.
That's about my average price.
Yeah.
It's not that noises, Jerry, which is Dr. J, which is around 257 or so. Or is it just a little bit lower than that? Roll that up.
I moved the line up a little bit because that looks like a little bit of a wall of resistance up around 232.
Gotcha.
So that's really the next level. I see us testing 232 first quarter of 21. How's that? Final analysis. We're going to bang against 232 sometime in the first quarter. Got to take that out, then we'll worry about 267. Okay?
All right. First things first.
First things first.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions on this?
Let's see what the people are saying. Jiggly's saying,
not.
let's stop talking about this. Let's move on.
You want to move on to Lake? Two things out of order.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about Lake, actually. I'm glad you put that up.
When is it? I want to know when is earnings.
Tomorrow.
We're in the green today. That's a good sign.
Right at the beginning of Hanukkah.
It's certainly a good sign that we're in the green today. And let's hope we can light that menorah for a positive day on Lake.
Right. Pete, I hope you made a mistake because I've been holding forever on this one.
Yeah, I'm still in it.
But Pete said he traded it for SPCE, which I can get that.
This is the firefighter suit company. Is that this one?
Yeah, that's the hazmat suits. Yeah.
Okay.
The full attire.
Yeah.
So today's candle is ugly, but the whole stock market is ugly. So not surprising that it reined in its earlier gains. Still has a marginal gain, and it's still on a tremendous ascent from the 1971 level. So, over the last week or two, it's anticipating good earnings. I think I'm going to buy some after the close. Add to my position. Take a shot on earnings.
Yeah, it's Linda's suggestion also.
Yeah. I mean, it's
so
last quarter it had great earnings and sold off anyway. So.
Right, exactly. So I mean that's why I understand Pete's move.
Who the hell knows?
But, I'm hoping for a little bit more upside today. I'm actually going to wait all the way through because APT's earnings are the following month.
APT,
so I think
would be better than this one. APT, I don't want.
You would have thought, right?
Yeah. because people are wearing these N95 masks more and more. Everyday people, not just hospital people.
Right.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to a
As a matter of
hospital.
fact, they're actually suggesting that more. Now that
I was
they were hoarding it, they were saying at the beginning, "Don't wear these masks because we have to save them for the frontline workers." Now they're saying everybody should wear them.
I happen to have met an epidemiologist from Johns Hopkins who was talking to me about the COVID and the wearing of masks. And I said, "Do you need these N95 masks?" He says, "No, I don't even wear it myself. I wear a regular surgical mask unless I'm doing a procedure that will spread the virus." So, you know, maybe it's overkill, the N95. Okay.
Well, they're already saying that those silly little things that you pull up like here, like Bazooka Joe, are not doing good enough.
Like the balaclava or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to do CVM and BCRX. Let's try CVM.
Yep.
CVM was trying to go to the moon yesterday with the announcement of data lock. No, that was over here, the announcement of data lock.
Right.
It continued its gain the next day, and today it deflated on news of the offering. So the good news is it came back off of a much worse loss to actually be finishing with a green candle. It did finish with a green candle, albeit pretty much a doji, but still green. True, we're off $1.15 on the day, but it could have been a lot worse. The low of the day being 13.57. So that's 70
Did it go that
cents.
low, really? I'm glad I wasn't
gained
watching.
back, it gained back 70 cents. That's a huge gain off the low.
Well, the price was $14, wasn't it? Oh, well, no, the price was $14.75.
Right now, I think it's more significant that Aegis is willing to come in with all that money, already having a tremendous amount of it invested in its company. I'm not worried about other institutions not taking a chunk. That's fine. But there's at least one that's willing to commit millions and millions. And that's very interesting to me. Now, Gert, of course, doesn't have enough confidence to wait till after top line results, which is happening any week, any day. So on the other hand, you could argue, why did he do it now? Well, obviously, he did it now just in case. It's an insurance policy.
Right.
And I don't think it's such a terrible thing. If I were Gert, I probably would do the same thing.
Yeah. You know when their phase 3 final readout is coming?
2 weeks probably be my guess because they announced data lock. If they announce data lock, usually it's 2 weeks. Usually it's 2 weeks for independent statisticians to analyze the data. It's more significant was the data lock. That took 7 months or 8 months, which is ridiculously long. But every I has to be dotted and every T has to be crossed, whatever the expression. It's a lot of work involved by the CROs, by the PIs, etc. So it was an 11-year study over a lot of different countries, a lot of different hospitals, a lot of different doctors, a lot of different patients, 928 patients, 3 cohorts. Right. There's reason for taking that long.
Sure.
Now, at this point, there's no reason to take more than 2 weeks because Professor Spike could analyze the data in less time than that. So seriously, it shouldn't be more than 2 weeks. Anything more than 2 weeks to me would be unusual. It would be like some kind of purposeful delay.
Right.
Now, another negative sign, if you want to read the chart this way, is we have a high on 624 of 1710. We had a higher high earlier of 18. The next high is a lower high on 1016, and just the other day, yet lower high. So we have an all-time high, a lower high, yet a lower high, and now another lower high. Not a good sign, but it's like how you want to read the tea leaves. My original bet is even money. Doggone it, I'm still going to say even money.
Right.
And not only that, it's a great bet.
No, so the people who've been making money are the ones that were swinging between 12 and 15.
Yeah, but the chance of data coming out,
that was the money to make on the stock.
Right, but there was always a chance that top line data would be announced any day, and you get stuck.
Well, right. They didn't say safest move.
No, not the safest move. It wasn't for me, I'll tell you that much.
But it would have been quite profitable nonetheless.
Yeah. Now, am I going to do anything? Probably not. I have half the position I once had. I'm just going to hold. I don't think I'm buying puts. I don't think I'm buying any more options either way. Now,
just holding your cards.
Jake pointed out if you knew for sure that Decembers were going to be good, you buy the strangle for December, you could make a fortune.
Yeah.
But what is it, December the 18th? What's today? Today the 10th?
The 9th.
9th? So the 9th to the 18th, what are we looking at? How many trading days? 1, 2, 2, and 5. 7 trading days. I don't know. It's too tight. It's too tight for me.
Hear that?
Although if you really want to be a gambler, you wait till Wednesday of next week, and then you buy the strangle.
Oh, man.
For pennies.
Yeah,
for pennies.
Just bring it down to the very last second.
Exactly.
You're going for a 2-day trade.
The only reason that strategy works is if you have a couple of weeks in advance for one side of it.
You're betting on the timing. You're not betting on the result. Okay, enough with CVM.
True.
This is the one that people have been waiting for.
Yep. My favorite.
VBI.
Yeah, I've updated my strategy here, so I'd love to talk about this one.
This one, I also have to do I want to do the S&P as well. This one was scaring me because it's at the its highest it's ever been in years. And for a while, it looked like it was going to form a huge red candle on the day. That didn't happen, so I can breathe a sigh of relief. It's not an engulfing candle, not even close. It's just some ordinary profit taking after a big run up.
Yeah,
I'm not at all concerned. In fact, I like it.
I bought more this morning. Yeah.
I like the price action. So you're saying you added?
I added. I think at 7:10. I think I got in at, and then added a little more at 7:15.
Did you try any call options or?
Yeah, so that's how I updated my strategy. I was looking at the Junes. I'm a little far out here, and the reason I'm doing June rather than March or January is I want that first earnings call for Orladeo sales in the bag. I really am bullish on that call exceeding expectations because I think what's baked into expectations here, it has a lot to do with the fact that they said 500 million in peak sales, which I don't, even the most conservative math, that doesn't make sense to me. I was looking at how many patients there are in the US and Japan combined, and I just have a pretty good feeling that first earnings call is going to surprise people.
Well, it depends on how they beef up their sales force and all of that. Now, my thinking is June makes sense for another reason. You want to say it, or should I say it?
You can say it.
He gives more time for the doggone company to be bought.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. I didn't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's definitely a possibility too. Not to mention more Factor D data.
Factor D data has been beautiful.
It has. It's looked excellent, and that's. I mean, people know that's a bigger market cap than HAE when it's all said and done. So
right. So you've got that going for you, and somewhere in your back pocket is Galley data, which is going to be dropped any day now.
Yep. So I bought the June 10s. The June 10s is what I was.
The June 10s for how much?
I got them. I staggered bought them between about 170 and 190 in a few different increments.
What did you go for the June to the $10 strike?
The $10 strike, and I paid about, let's say, 180 on average for them.
Not bad. I think that's a good buy. Look, it didn't cost you anything to buy it because you cashed out to buy the call.
Exactly.
Right.
I cashed my December 5s and just rolled them forward. Exactly.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh yeah, December 5s. Good man.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you play? How often do you guys play leaps on these types of?
I've been trying to stay away from calls and puts because usually I wind up a loser with them. And when I buy the stock straight up, I've been doing very well. So I don't see the need. Jake is more the type to call an option guy.
I'm too much of a dilettante to do any real options trading.
Yeah, I mean when I found out they didn't dilute, I mean that was huge. Like the way that they timed that, I thought that was beautiful from the PR team and management in general. That was awesome news.
Yeah, so they're most likely not going to dilute. They're most likely have a tremendous winner in PNH. They most likely have a better drug than remdesivir. So you got a lot of most likelies. This stock could zoom. There's no question about it.
I think so.
And technically, in the worst case, let's say it fills this gap. That would be the whole stock market almost would have to collapse. But if it fills this gap at closing price of 610, I guess buy more.
Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead, close the gap. See if I care.
Yep.
I don't care. All right.
So have you bought back in at all, Dr. J, since you sold half, or you're waiting?
I almost did today, believe it or not.
Okay.
I almost did exactly what you did by VBIV and BCRX. But awesome. I would have bought the calls, but I didn't. For whatever reason, I got distracted, whatever excuse I want to say. But after the close, I'm not going to buy BCRX. I might buy some late. I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah. Right. There's got to be at least a little bit of a bump tomorrow.
Well, we don't know. Could bump pre-market, and then when is the earnings announcement? Pre-market or after market?
I think it's after, right?
Oh, after. Then you should get a bump. We've turned in a definite engulfing candle at the end of a very long bull market. This is a kind of candle, although it's not that big, that talks to me, that scares the hell out of me, coming at the place where it's coming. If it was on a downswing, if the engulfing were down here, I'd say big deal. But the engulfing is way up there at all-time highs. So you got to respect this engulfing candle and expect a pullback here. I wouldn't even be shocked if we got a big pullback to test this level again. Don't throw stones at me. 32.33. So a pullback here is something to be, at least to think about the possibility of that. And if you get a more minor pullback, then chances are we're looking at support either at the 50 or at
Right.
3,500 area. Let me draw that line.
See,
Right
you're getting
about
better at machine. Look at that.
it now.
Look at that. Nice
That
line.
looks like a very good place to pull back to.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
35.50. I'll go on record. 35.50 is a pullback on the S&P.
Wow.
And if it goes below that, then we could be looking at 32, 44, 45 in that area, even 3,200 again. Pullback time. You know, if you believe in charting, if you believe at all in the power of the engulfing candle, you got to think, you got to listen to this.
Yep.
You got to pay a little attention here. All right. Who
All right, we
wants
have
to?
one big request is GHSI before we have to bail
Is
on the show.
is that Linda and Greg? Is that Linda
Yes,
and Greg?
yes, they want to see it.
Is it even possible to say no to Linda?
I just wish I'd spelled it wrong and did GLSI instead.
Yeah. Well, it pulled back from the 27. I remember it at.
$0.23. Ooh-wee.
Low market cap stock. Well, we're sitting we're sitting just above the 50.
Okay.
So the 50
Right,
could
so
be the 50.
maybe
The 50 certainly makes sense. 50 is a 20. What's the 50 at? Okay, the 50 is 21 cents. And, I'm going to say pull back to 21 pennies, and then you can buy this one if you want to. But there's no reason to buy it now with these big red candles. At least none that I could think of. I don't know the fundamentals of it. But from the chart, I would wait for 21 pennies in that area. Because every penny...
You were liking it when it made the turn back up a couple of... in the
Yeah,
beginning of November.
I was liking it right in here. It looked pretty strong. Then it had that jump up and it filled the gap. So even then, I thought it might fill the gap and be happy and continue up. Didn't happen.
Right, we definitely have a downward trend occurring.
Yeah, this is a downtrend, and if you want to buy this one, there's no hurry, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
What other one?
SPCE.
Yeah, I jumped in at like 15 the other day. I made a pretty good buy. I actually own some, but I've added.
Yeah, didn't some news come out today? Some good news?
I also did very well on Jake's SRAC.
Yeah, I've been on that one. That one's doing all right.
Doing great. That's 70%. That's more than I like.
Well, it's a... my problem is I don't put enough into these things. So when I say all right, it's like...
Even if you bought 100 shares at 10, you're up $700 on 1,000.
That's true.
It's nothing to
I
sneeze at.
didn't buy it at 10 though. But, all right, so this is they had something happened today. Some news, right?
On space, I don't know. I don't know what the news is. I just bought it because I thought it was a good buy-in at 15.
Right.
And I bought it not that long ago. At least it doesn't seem that long ago. But I guess it was that long ago. Maybe I paid a little more than, I must have paid a little more than 15. I don't remember, but it felt like something like 15, 16, 17, 18, somewhere around there.
Mm,
I'm happy with this move. I'll tell you that much.
yeah.
And
So do you think there's going to be some consolidation up over there, or do you think this is going
you
to the
have
moon?
you have an engulfing candle on space as well. So
Right.
I expect this one to be down with the market. My call is
So,
maybe tomorrow is a very minimal loss or break even kind of day, doji. And then we start seeing some negativity over the next week or two. That's my call on the market and on space. SRAC. This one's for Jake.
yes. And then Jiggly wants to do XXII because he's bragging that he made a couple dollars this week
A couple of million?
on the fake cigarette.
Yeah, the fake cigarette is pretty good. It doesn't taste too good, but its stock is pretty good.
Well, you don't have to taste it when you buy stock in it.
No. Look at this candle. This is
Holy
sensational
shit!
candle.
Okay, so again, so we're ending on a. Why does it say it's up?
Positive note. Positive.
Okay.
This is one hell of a rebound off the lows. It came down to the 9-day and it shot right back up. Oh my goodness. Into positive territory. This is a very formidable stock, Jake Davis. Jake, you did good.
Yeah, thank you.
In case you're listening, you did good. One more from Clarence. We didn't do it last time.
We didn't. Oh, right. Which one was that?
APPS. Oh, nice
Oh,
chart.
right. APPS, right.
Nice chart. Put in a very pronounced low on the 30th of October. Very pronounced low at 25 bucks. Beautiful run up, making higher highs, higher high. Predictable pullback today. This one looks like a buy. Of course, if the whole market collapses, all bets are off.
Uh-huh.
But it does look like a buy, doesn't it? Off the chart, I'm seeing buy.
Well,
I'm seeing
that last candle at the end.
I don't care. I
You?
don't care what the hell it does. I don't care. It's off the chart. This is a buy. Clarence seldom gives me bad-looking charts. Very nice one, Clarence. I think Dr. J is going to jump in the blind without caring what the hell they do.
Well,
It's like when I play poker. I announce to the table.
You play on the blind sometimes,
I
right?
announce to the table I'm going to make that call of $100 in the blind. And I do it sometimes. And sometimes I go all in the blind on rare occasions.
Really?
And I announce it to the table. I'm going.
That's when it's time for dinner, and you figure you're either going to win big or get out for dinner.
Well, I do it when I think there's weakness on the table, and I'm playing the blind, and I'm looking at the turn. I'll say all in the blind. I figured they all have nothing. Whatever I got is probably better anyway. You always get one sucker that's going to call you, and most of the time I come out a winner.
Right, and you get everybody's antes.
No, I get the all in. One guy calls me.
Oh, one guy calls you, yeah.
If two guys call me, I know I'm a loser.
Oh, of course.
All right.
Are we done for the day?
What's that?
I said, are we done for the day, or did you want to do one more?
I'm done. Are you done?
Yeah, we can be done.
I have a class in about a minute and a half.
Oh, okay. This is good timing to be done.
All right.
I think.
Well, everybody, thank you. It's fun. I loved all the comments.
Yep. Got some
I
great comedians.
I loved the show tonight. I thought it was a very good show. As Ed Sullivan would say, we had a very good shoe for you tonight.
Very good shoe.
Very good shoe. And
Jiggly's asking us to up it to
well.
3 shows a week.
maybe if Jiggly wants to come on with us and be a 4th, maybe.
Hey, come on. Let's talk shop.
He might be fun, actually.
At least once.
Oh,
Jiggly's
right.
got to come on.
Well, good night,
Marty,
Mr. Calabash.
Marty is my
Really,
main man. We talk every day. I love Marty. I love all of our viewers, but Marty is Marty, and we talk almost every day. Take care, everybody.
All right,
Goodbye.
guys.
Have a good one.
Go steal.